75% of it feels more like, what can I claim? And it makes me a little nauseated to say that. I've got to say, you know.
How about, so she has two friends. Let's take one in particular because I want to
Okay.
ask you about this person next. So this woman's name is Tamra Judge. Now, she
Mhm.
is one of Teddy's friends. Is she like, and she was, her name originally was Tamara Sue Waddle. Her name is Tamra Judge. Is she like a good friend to Teddy? Like, does she have a good support system in this person, Tamara? And then
Let's
I'll
take
get
a look
into some of
at
what Tamara's going.
okay. So, you know, I feel like, oh my gosh. Okay. So Tamra, just as a person, has definitely like, I feel supportive. So I definitely feel like there's a really support relationship. She really, I mean, honestly, they value each other. Like, let's talk about like female friendships here for a minute without it being catty or dragged down. Like, they kind of go through the thick of it together, you know, like they are besties, like pinky swear besties. I feel like Tamara has had to do her own like I feel like she can get a little envious of Teddy when Teddy gets more like attention. But I also feel like at the end of the day, she's trying not to be problematic. Like I feel like they're not problematic towards each other. I feel like they try to not. And so they try to build on each other. But I feel like they're like, I can't believe you got that bitch. You know what I mean? Like type of deal. But then they're also like very like not narrow minded towards each other. You know what I mean? I feel like they just there it's not hit and miss. I feel like Tamara is a massive overthinker, like constantly overthinking judgment too as well, like really afraid of judgment on things, you know? And I also feel like Tamara is having a really hard time letting go of certain relationships that don't fit her. Okay. I also feel like she gets really bad, like migraine or headache type deals that come up in the back just because I just felt that like kind of jar in the back. Like she gets her stress is like super like intense back here right now, especially because I feel like she's worried that a person that she really loves is like going to leave her and what is she going to do? Like they are like, yeah, they are authentic. But yeah, sorry, I just kind of went into her, but also the relationship. But
Yeah.
who's gonna know? Tamara, I feel like she is genuinely like bonded to Teddy, but is like so afraid of everything because they balance each other in this like weird kind of they're yin to yang type people, you know, but they like balance each other like intensely.
I could see all that. I mean, that all makes sense. I mean, Tamara as a person in general is kind of jealous when people get something that she doesn't have. I think they are probably good friends, so that's good to hear. I mean, they have a business together. It's a podcast called Two
Okay.
T's. So like, you know, they're in business together and the success of their podcast is really both of them. And they're really from what I can see, there's not really right, like they're in it together. So that's a good thing for both of them. That's good to know that she is a good friend to her. That doesn't shock me. So Tamara is on a show. It's called The Real Housewives of Orange County. It's filming like right now. And so there's drama, right? There's drama in filming these housewife shows. And she has people, the one woman that's been on the show forever named Shannon, another woman named Gretchen who hasn't been on the show forever. They brought her back. Like, look, there's a lot of people that don't like Tamara. So they're all coming for her. And Tamara like walked out and she's like, I quit. Because when you have real life stuff going on, now Teddy was never on this show. She was on another show called The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Different, you know,
Oh
one's
my God,
Orange
there's so
County.
many.
They're all, and you're in LA. So they're all
I
like kind of,
know.
so it's like
They're
these,
all in my area.
so like one of them is the orange. So like, but basically, so Tamara's having drama filming the Orange County. It's filming now. And she's
Oh,
just like, I'm out. Like I'm done with this. Like when you have real problems going on, meaning Teddy, like, you know, when you have real
yes.
life stuff that you're dealing with, my really good friend is truly, as you say, fighting for her life, which I think anyone that's referring to Teddy's situation as anything but that, I think is in denial. That's just my opinion. But so, you know, now Tamara's quit, and I'm saying air quotes now because like is that real? Is Tamara gone? Or I mean, you know, quit. She hasn't quit for 10 years. She's quit for a day. This is a story TBD. Like maybe she really
Mhm.
is done. Like, what did you get any sense of Tamara? Like, is this authentic? Did she get, you know, these two girls, Gretchen and is she quit
Awful.
or is she coming back? I guess is what my sense.
Okay, so like these two girls, Gretchen and Shannon, all I got was a spike of negativity that came, and I feel like they're gunning towards her. like gunning towards her, like fully. Once again, for the sake of the show, because obviously people aren't going to watch if there's no drama, right? So, but I almost feel like instructed, like they need to like do this, but I also feel like there's a lot of other judgment that's going on from these other two women. And let's just say we're putting like olive oil and vinegar, they're just not mixing. I don't feel like these two would mix in a mixer. I feel like they would be on opposite sides of the club. They would never, someone would step on someone's shoe and
Gretchen
record.
and Shannon.
Yeah, they're just not, you know what I mean? They're just different people. They just don't mix at all. So you have Tamara who's going through like massive amounts of crisis. She literally was just like, you're right. I feel like she was like, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. She pulls away, but then she gets hooked back into it because I feel like she needs an outlet for her own personal drama. You know what I mean? So even though she pulled out of this for now, I do feel like she'll come back into it, but I feel like it's almost like therapy. Like it's literally going boxing. You know what I mean? Boxing is fantastic. I love boxing. It's so great. You know, you can just punch out a bag, but this is like obviously let's not hurt real people, but it's that type of therapeutic type of energy. But I will tell you that they really hit her super hard and she needed a minute and she needed to go to the locker room and she's getting pep talked by her people to get back out into the ring. Like that's what I'm picking up. Like she is, no, I'm done. I'm done. Pack my bags, go to the trailer. Like we're it. And then she'll resurface, but not even that far away. Like literally like spring. So like maybe like next month. I think she needs a minute, you know, but she's in the locker room. She's not done. She didn't exit stage left. Like she's still doing this.
That makes sense. Yeah, Andy Cohen, like the big boss, and I get the impression too that like they're trying to convince her to stay. She's a huge part of the show. She's been there for like decades, and yeah, like I'm not sure. Like she left, she was filming a cast trip. She was able to leave that. They said go home, but I agree with you. I'm not sure it's over just yet either.
No, they're giving her a pep talk. They're letting her cry it out. I feel like her taking a break from now, this was like for her to even go there during all of this anyway was incredibly brave for her to do it because you're looking at a person who is just a pack of matches near the fire. You know what I mean? She was going to explode. And the intensity of everything. So it will make for fantastic television and people will love it because you're going to get the drama that you crave and that's amazing. But I will tell you that this is like we're talking about people's like real lives. You know what I mean? And just, you know, she's going to come back because I feel like she loves her fans. She really is dedicated to her fans, you know, but also she also understands that this is therapeutic. Let's take this and turn it into something more positive and sound for her. So it is going to be her going back into the ring. So, but yeah, it's not over yet. You know,
Okay.
come April.
That's good to know. And one more person who's going through a lot of stuff. Her name is Kyle Richards. She is one of Teddy's friends
Ooh,
too. Do you get a sense of
yeah.
good, like, is she a good friend to Teddy?
She's
And she's going through a lot herself, Kyle Richards.
She is okay, so she compartmentalizes things. Like she puts things in houses. Like this is like here and this is like here. She's hyper organized because it's a way for her to steady her own personal anxieties, but she is like hyper organized. Like she does not like clutter is what I'm picking up with her and I feel like the same thing she does when she handles relationships. She is bestie buddies with Teddy. They are going through a lot of similar situations and I will tell you that when you need somebody that you can just go into a room with and just say, F it all, like, we're done. We're done. We're going to do this. And they just hype each other up and they're just like, no, this is it. And then she encloses around Teddy like a little cocoon and she shields her, you know? And she says, I'm going to put my stuff into this column and I'm going to focus on you. And then when it's her turn, she opens herself up to Teddy. And then we just focus on what's going on with Kyle. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's a very tit for tat relationship. And where tit for tat